Now do your thing.
Oh gosh. At least know that green pepper goes with green peppers.
It's a long process, but he's gonna do it. That introduction to the episode, that was not for nothing.
Oh.
I mean, he spent the whole night on this.
God's sweet sake.
Maybe he can help out. He's got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He did it. Look at that.
Damn.
Man, dude,
You're up.
Oh, fudge.
Jesus, Chuck, how long have I been asleep? Chuck, how did you... thank you. This is a huge help. I felt like I was shoveling snow in a blizzard. You know, it gets better. What's this?
It's your smoking gun.
It's a invoice for syringes.
Yes, from?
Morrissey Medical Supply, Lincoln, Nebraska. So,
Trust me. Meanwhile, we need to start pulling case law. Any precedent dealing with 18 U.S.C. 1961 to 68, probably not a bad idea to pull 3047-1 NMSA 1978. I don't think that's going to play, really, but it's a good opening salvo for us.
wait, us?
Ah,
We're working together on
he
this?
wants to be honest.
That's up to you, Jimmy.
why not?
But technically you're still with HHM. Ah, you have it.
Yeah, all right. All right.
It's giving him an opening. It's putting him behind a huge name. Like the guy that called him earlier, he was asking about his brother. He knew
Yeah.
about Charles.
Yeah.
So he doesn't take Saul seriously, but Chuck is another thing, so could be good thing or bad thing depending on where
Thinks
it
that
goes.
has kid to help him out.
Hey, gorgeous.
Does Chuck know you're using Chuck's number?
We're working on something together. And bring it over to his place after. You're a lifesaver.
Wait. You're working a case together?
Yeah. Keep this under your hat, but it's gonna be huge. Maybe class action.
I sure hope he doesn't get...
1, maybe 2 million.
How does that work? Chuck's a partner at HHM.
So what? Like, I know Chuck's partnership agreement chapter and verse. He can work with outside parties.
That clause is intended for small-time stuff. Pro bono cases.
So I'm Bono. I'm very Bono. Chuck's a rock star, okay? They'll work it out.
Oh my gosh.
I sure hope they
At
don't
least-
steal it.
What?
HHM, you
I don't know.
think? Or Chuck's taking the case from his brother.
See you in a couple hours.
I feel like this is too good. Because she's right. Like, how does that work? He's working for the firm. I feel like Jimmy is happy that he gets to work with his brother for once. That he trusts him enough to work a case with him and he takes him seriously.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid that it's going to turn to shit.
I want to know what I should do with this. I've been carrying it around for weeks, like holding on to it. Every place I put it feels wrong. Look, with Maddie gone, out of expenses, and the death benefit helped, but what I want to ask you is, can I spend this?
If this money helps you and Kaylee, if it does a single good thing in this world, then you spend every penny.
It's a relief. Of course, it's only a drop in the bucket.
I know that problem.
Is she trying to make him give them money?
Locked in the middle of the Rockies.
I don't think she is.
She's implying that she needs more.
Make yourselves comfortable, gentlemen. I'll be right back. Chuck, come on, buddy.
Oh my god, he's...
I don't know if I can do this.
You can do this, all right? But these guys, Those guys, they're nothing, okay? They're the Pistons and you're the Bulls. You're Charles McGill. Let's go. Let's go get him.
I don't know about
He's out of practice.
That is Jimmy's gonna take charge.
I sure
in the
hope
meeting.
so.
Do you remember me, Charles?
There are a lot of assisted living facilities out there that may be disreputable, but that's not the case with our client, not even close. All their facilities, all 12 of them, every single one, 5-star rated. You go to any one of them right now and you know what you'll see? You'll see happy, healthy residents.
With no money.
Overcharged. Yeah.
But we looked into it, and some of your clients have, in fact, been overbilled. It's an accounting error. It doesn't rise to the level of fraud, not even close.
We've calculated the damages. All told, it's $46,320.
So here's what we're prepared to do. A check for the 46 and change right now. And on top of that, we'll give you another $46K to cover your expenses. So what's that, 92? Let's call it $100,000 even. We admit to no wrongdoing, and your clients release all claims.
It's not gonna be enough. Saul was talking about 2 millions possible.
This was in your demand letter. It's syringes, so? I don't know if you know this, but that's a pretty standard item in an assisted living facility.
Correct, but it's not what it is that matters, it's where it's from. Nebraska, although they both begin with the letter N, actually turns out to be a different state than New Mexico. So your client accepted shipments across state lines for its enterprise. In the U.S. mail, no less.
Okay.
Are you trying to make this a RICO case?
Like our client is John Gotti or something?
Yeah. You know as well as I do, RICO's used mostly for business beefs. Sedema establishes a pretty low threshold for RICO provisions to kick in. Interstate commerce is a bitch, huh? As soon as we establish a pattern of, what was your word, overbilling, I prefer the classic term of fraud. You're looking at treble damages, so your 100 grand, I think you know where you can stick it.
Good job, Jimmy.
Let's go.
Take charge.
Chuck found the thing, and Jimmy's taking charge because right now he's not.
He's overwhelmed, but
Stay confident.
What number exactly did you have in mind?
20 million.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
Oh, you can't
$20 million. Or we'll see you in court.
Okay, right time to come in. Is it doable?
This is a big company. 12 separate facilities. They can't possibly all be in New Mexico. This is potentially a multi-state federal class action lawsuit with a RICO kicker at the penalty phase. 20 million, that's conservative. Yeah. Class search, that's where we start. And we need to get you back on the grounds. Quash this prohibition against you. Some injunctive relief, maybe a TRO.
Yeah, yes.
It's the thing is, Jimmy's not confident enough because he's not used to things like this. And Chuck, when he's alone or with Jimmy, he's doing it. But when he's facing them, he's not talking or anything. So their team is a very awkward one.
You still in touch with your people?
Depends on the type of work you're looking for. Your do's, your don'ts, your wills, your won'ts.
That's what he's doing.
You tell me what you got. I'll tell you what I'll do.
She mentioned that she needed more money. She kind of reacquainted him with his granddaughter. Yeah. She's making it. I mean, she's not asking for anything, but she's implying a lot.
Yeah.
Today. Did you get what I asked? The code provisions.
Shit. It's in the car. Just give me a minute. I'll go.
He's gonna go get it.
yeah.
I mean, this is his job. This is keeping his focus on the work, not the condition. He's going. He's not even focusing on outside. Holy shit, he's not even focusing.
Chuck,
I'm really wondering what happened for him to develop that condition. Don't mention anything, please. Don't mention anything.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Now he realizes, yep,
Oh gosh.
you've been practicing, dude. Maybe it's just gonna make him realize that it's not physical, it's mental. Because he didn't feel anything, he just left. So... that's the thing, I think he just realized that he's not really ill. They've been trying to tell him that it's a psychological illness, that he's mentally ill, and he refuses to accept that. So he's saying, "Oh, I'm building up
Animus.
I know I'm building up resistance and stuff." So
Yeah.
I mean, he still thinks that he's physically ill. So it hurts him. It's just that he's supporting the pain a little more. But now he just straight up walked out of the house, no pain, no nothing. He didn't even realize that he was out. So for him to realize it right now, it's not like I don't know if the pain just rushed back in and he's like, holy shit, or if it's just that he's finding out. Well, I think he is figuring out that right now.
Maybe both.
Because, I mean, he could try to play his way out of this, like, by saying, oh, I mean, I've been building resistance, so now I don't feel it as much, or, oh, I was focused on the work, so I did not focus on the pain and stuff, but holy shit,
But
like...
that's the thing, though, when you got a condition that is technically psychological, and your condition makes you feel real pain, it's hard for you to decide that I'm really ill, because I feel pain, really, and it's not all in my head, technically, but it's funny what the brains can do sometimes.
The brain is terrifying, but in this case, it's more that he never really believed that he was mentally ill. That's something that he never even considered. I think he's totally against the idea. So now, I think he's realized that maybe the others were right all along. This is in his head. But this is terrible and this is cool and terrible, like both. Because now that's like the first step towards healing. Realize that you have a problem and you need to face it correctly. Yeah. But it's terrible because he's starting such a huge case, and like I said, Jimmy is not comfortable with the level that they need to have for this. Like, he's facing people that have been doing this for a long time, and he knows his shit, but he lacks the confidence to do such a huge thing.
True.
So Chuck is kind of the one that gives him the baggage. Like, he's the one that tells him what to find. He's the one leading this little group, but Jimmy needs to keep it, together when they're facing other people, because right now, first of all, Chuck facing other people, he's not used to that anymore. He's been living alone in his house. The only person he ever sees is Jimmy. He's not confident. He lacks that power he used to have because he hasn't worked on a case for so long. And now that he's figured out that he's mentally ill, there's a chance that his confidence, like the little confidence he had, it's going to take a huge hit. Because why should people take him seriously if he doesn't take himself seriously? And is he going to take himself seriously now that he knows that he has a mental condition? Maybe not.
Why not? Like I said earlier, it's not because you got a mental condition that you cannot be taken seriously.
I totally agree. I think that maybe he's going to think that if I cannot trust myself because I think these crazy things and I'm not reliable, you can't rely on me, why should they take me seriously? And I mean, we already know they don't really take him seriously because when they showed up at the house, they were laughing and stuff at the idea of leaving the electronics behind.
I don't understand why they laugh at it because that's a funny situation.
It's not a funny situation, but people are jackass, so there you go. But I love that they're working together, though. Like I said, the team right now is kind of shaky, and it's got its flaws, but they need this. Chuck needs the confidence, and he needs to go back on the horse and start doing something, and Jimmy needs that push. I love that opening we got with the flashback, with him finally passing the bar and just needing that support from Chuck. he wanted Chuck to be happy about this. He wanted Chuck to trust him to work at his firm, but obviously...
I don't know why though, but when he asked his brother if he could get hired by the firm, I got a feeling that his brother didn't want him to be working with them.
I think I don't even think it was about Chuck. I think Chuck knew that the others would not go for it. Because he got Jimmy to work at the firm as a letterman or something, like the guy who gives the mail. So he helped him out, but knowing his background, knowing what type of person he is, maybe he thought, the others, there's no way they're going to go for this. There's no way they're going to hire him. So he didn't want to tell him that.
Didn't even have the balls to tell his brother that you want to get hired by us.
That's the thing.
He sent someone else to tell the news.
Yeah, and I feel like Jimmy feels it deep down, which is why he was so excited when Chuck kind of proposed to work with him. But I'm really afraid of where this is going to go because they kind of hinted at the idea that, well, Chuck is part of the firm, and if he works with you, his contract goes against that or something. So, I mean... I don't think if it ever goes to court and if it blows up, I don't think HHM and the guy Hamlin, I don't think he's going to let that slide. I'm not sure he's going to just let them do their thing. I'm afraid he's going to try to take the case from them because technically it's from the firm. You know, when he was doing his statement on television and we were saying that he didn't do anything. Kim is the one who did the deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, Kim's the one who did the deal, but it's a firm thing. She represents the firm, so the guy that's at the head of the firm is the one that gets the credit.
Hamlin's gonna...
I'm afraid he's gonna do
represent
it.
them with the media.
I'm scared this is where it's gonna go. Right now, I mean, it could go several ways, like you were saying, and when Mike was doing his thing, you were talking about this, but could go several different ways, and I just... 20 million is a lot, and it's a huge case. It could be really huge, and I fear that knowing where Saul is in the future, I don't think this is going to end well. There's no way a guy like Jimmy can win a case or do a case like this and still be in a crappy office. No way. So, I want them to do this, but I'm skeptical. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Right now, I'm really interested in how Chuck is going to react to figuring out that, holy shit, I went outside. I did not feel any pain. I want him to realize that this is a mental condition and you can help yourself. You can do something against this. Figure out that you have a problem and then take the steps to heal yourself. But yeah. I'm afraid that, like I said, this is going to sap away all his confidence. So there's that.
We'll see.
As for Mike,
definitely see.
Mike, I don't think his daughter-in-law has any bad intentions. She is struggling, like she's a single mother, like you said. But the way she did this, we know Mike would help no matter what. And I feel like the side eye and the, can you look after your granddaughter and stuff? And her being like, it's a drop in the bucket.
You think that she's being shitty with him?
No, but...
Her father-in-law?
I mean, I don't know if it's because I've been tainted by Breaking Bad, but to me it's almost like she's saying subtly, dude, you love us? Well, right now we're struggling, and I didn't rat you out, so you're kind of supposed to help us out here, you see?
I don't want to say that you're totally right, but I think that you're right.
I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that she's just genuinely struggling, but the side eye was there.
It's the way that she told that they were struggling, because you can't just say that, it's rough sometimes, and with working and taking care of the child.
And I mean, weirdly enough, this
basically said that I don't have enough money to take care of everything.
It has nothing to do with this, I think, but...
Can I spend it all? I feel guilty.
This entire episode was about, scamming the elderly, so... Mike is a part of the elderly! Come on, he's an old guy, so...
But I wouldn't be surprised though if technically Jimmy called back Mike and asked him, could you help me out and filtrate the place?
He's not doing it now, but I mean, right now he's trying to do things legally, because if it goes to court and it blows up, he needs to be able to back every action he did. Like stealing the garbage, they could totally go against them with that.
It was public property.
He had this defense, but if he had done it with Mike and somehow got something that was illegal to take, like if it was private property or something, it could be, they could, that basically if you get evidence, but you got it in an illegal way, they can just swipe it up to the side.
Court,
yeah, that won't stand up.
That's why so many things that cops find out doesn't end up in court.
You do your job. If you want to win, do your job correctly and don't give anything to the other lawyer. Anything. Because if they find it, you're done.
Yep, that's why we had so many wrong hands with Mike and Breaking Bad, with him and Jesse when he was trying to arrest him.
What?
Mike wanted to bust Jesse, but he didn't want to have
why Mike would try to
bust
Jesse?
Mike, Hank.
Oh, Hank.
When he wants to arrest him, but he tried to do it the wrong way.
Yeah, he could not legally say, hey,
without any warrant. Yeah.
Anyway, like right now it looks like Mike is gonna go back to a life of crime because he needs to help out his family, and we'll see what Chuck does next episode. They seem to be sitting outside, so apparently he's okay, but he's just realized that he's got a problem. He's not going to be cured. He's not going to be cured, but it's a first step.
Yeah, a huge first step, but
yeah.
a first step nonetheless.
Alright, so we're gonna move on. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it's already on Patreon. The link is in the description.
So you know the trail, guys. If you want to watch it now, you go down there, you click and you subscribe. Or you wait for the next one to be up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which will be soon.
Yeah.
Alright.
Bye.
See you there, guys.